think the Nation Media Group passed me 4 years ago. It is the same stories, I've explained it. It was headlines for 10 weeks running. I gave my explanation. I presented before the parliamentary committee. Do you really want me to start narrating that story now? What good does it do? In fact, I don't think we should do the interview. Yeah, no, I don't think I want to do the interview anymore. No, I'm not going to do this interview. Yeah, because it's the same story that was prosecuted by the Nation, I think many years ago. I don't know why I'm talking about things that happened 4 years ago. It's applied.
Yes, how are you everyone? How was your day? One of the lowest moments when Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was being impeached is when he gave a message to Gladys BOSS SHOLLEI. Of late, Gladys BOSS SHOLLEI did some bad manners because of the office she holds as a Deputy Speaker. He came out to say that he's ready to punish Gachagua. And to very many, to a surprise of very many, Rigathi Gachagua wasn't combative. In fact, if you interview a common Kenyan after the impeachment proceeding, they will tell you that Rigathi Gachagua came out on top. But because of it, the impeachment motion is a political process, he was impeached. Okay? In my previous video, I came out to tell you that many of the MPs who came out to hold Gachagua to accountable gave frivolous reasons, stupid reasons. Okay? Some came out to say that he doesn't give them money. Some came out to say disrespects women, including BOSS SHOLLEI. BOSS SHOLLEI has a history of running away from accountability when he was working in the judiciary. That's the fact. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the things which were said by BOSS SHOLLEI and Gachagua during the impeachment motion, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So, among the very many people, among the very many things Gachagua talked about was BOSS SHOLLEI. In fact, when I saw Gachagua telling a statement to BOSS SHOLLEI, I felt like crying. I don't know, I was talking to a friend and was so happy to impeach Gachagua. But after an impeachment motion, he felt empty. He told me that although he didn't want Gachagua, but he never wanted him to see him fail. That is what that's the true meaning of Kenyans. Trust me, majority of the Kenyans never wanted Gachagua to be impeached because they saw that it was not right. They saw that it was a mob justice by members. Among the people who came out to tell Gachagua that he must be treasonous because he's not accountable is Gladys BOSS SHOLLEI. Yet he has a history of not accounting. In an interview which was done by Gladys BOSS SHOLLEI, he walked out on a news reporter because the news reporter had asked for accountability on air. Such people who even walk out on journalists cannot come out to lecture Gachagua that he has failed to account. In a video I'm going to play you, I'm going to show you when Gladys BOSS SHOLLEI is running away from journalists because they had probably come out to ask him about the accountability when he used to work in the judiciary. Here's the tape.
I think the Nation Media Group passed me 4 years ago. It is the same stories, I've explained it. It was headlines for 10 weeks running. I gave my explanation. I presented before the parliamentary committee. Do you really want me to start narrating that story now? What good does it do? In fact, I don't think we should do the interview. Yeah, no, I don't think I want to do the interview anymore. No, I'm not going to do this interview. Yeah, because it's the same story that was prosecuted by the Nation, I think many years ago. I don't know why I'm talking about things that happened 4 years ago.
It's applied to certain
media. No, I'm not in this interview, and I'm not running that.
Those things of 4 years ago that angered the former.
He was being asked by a journalist to talk about his corruption in the judiciary, and she walked away. Now he's lecturing Gachagua. The thing that pained me more during this impeachment motion, I'm not saying that Gachagua is an angel, but most of the people who are on the forefront of impeaching Gachagua are the worst, who even run away from accountability. Now they are pretending to be the most holiest people in Kenya. What a shame. Okay, let's continue with this video.
Registrar of the Judiciary were raising a question on allegation of misappropriation of funds during her tenure.
And when it comes to being trusted with funds, there are those allegations also that you asked for salary advance of 3.5 million shillings. What will you have to say about that? That you went against the government financial regulation.
Before the walkout, Sholei had been abrasive when put to task over integrity issues.
You were sacked as the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary on grounds of misappropriation of judicial funds, about 2.2 billion, insubordination, incompetence, and engaging in sideshows. More specifically, procurement irregularities in the purchase of the official residence of the Chief Justice at a cost of 310 million shillings.
I think, Jane, you're
asking me the questions: insubordination, corruption, misappropriation, procurement, misappropriation. And he failed to answer those questions. Yet he was on the forefront of calling out Gachagua. You clearly see these leaders. Okay? So what pained me, what pained most Kenyans, is the people who are on the forefront, including William Ruto, who is sacrificing his deputy. They are not supposed to come out and speak. In fact, if Kenyans were wise, they would work hard for this, all the administration to go home, maybe to form a coup, civil disobedience, so that the government can go on, so that the parliament can be elected in a fresh election. Let's continue.
To answer Willie Mutunga's question, why don't you ask him? What exactly possessed him to start this story? Why don't you ask him when he set up the War Council? Emails were leaked to show that they had a war strategy against me. Why don't you ask him about that? Why would you ask me?
The former Judiciary Registrar Gladys had agreed to a one-on-one interview scheduled to be aired next Monday, 29th May. Her tenure in office was among issues to be covered in the sit-down. Today's recording coming a day after civil society groups red-carded her, recommending that she be barred from vying for any political seat because of integrity questions during her time leading the judiciary administratively.
What they should be doing is trying to make the cases go through the court process, get convictions against people, and that judgment and conviction from a court of law is what will be served upon the IEBC so that they can buy you. But there is no other method. If they respect the law, they should cut it out and stop it. I am not shaken. I'm not even disturbed. We said, which world do they belong to? Which law do they read? So they should stop fooling us.
The questions on integrity,
no, I'm not going to.
It would appear, were not to be fielded.
It's the same story that was prosecuted by the nation.
Gladys BOSS SHOLLEI was relieved of her duties in October 2013.
I'm not in this interview.
She faces court charges over procurement irregularity.
Who were forcing others to account run away from accountability themselves. Those are the people who were on the forefront. Gachagua is being charged politically. And God doesn't forget. I may not be surprised that the courts are going to come out and get Gachagua off the hook. Is going to be president. One of the biggest opposition Ruto is going to see is Gachagua, because it will be against one of the most populous region. The region which has ever had many of the presidents. So it knows how to be in government. That was a mistake. In the parliament, I thought Gachagua was going to be combative. But the speech she said against Gladys BOSS SHOLLEI, it took very many people by surprise. Even in a video, you clearly see Gladys BOSS SHOLLEI almost wanted the wall, okay, to swallow her because of Gachagua. Very many people underestimate Gachagua. During the election, they used to say that give Gachagua a mic. Now, nobody wants to give Gachagua a mic. Let me first play the video as Gachagua was
provide our evidence.
BOSS SHOLLEI.
I had my very great friend, the Honorable Faith Getau, say that I disrespect women. Many times I've been to Nyandarua. I've referred to Honorable Faith Getau as Ngatha. Ngatha is a Kikuyu name for a woman of great respect. That I have done countless times is on video. Finally, the Honorable BOSS SHOLLEI, I heard what you said in Eldoret. I heard this morning that you said I should be charged with treason. But my sister, me, I'm a grateful man. I remember, and I'll never forget. During the last administration, when I was arrested on fabricated charges for standing with the President William Ruto against the wish of the government at that time, Gladys BOSS SHOLLEI came and sat with me at DCI headquarters, brought me tea, brought me lunch, sat with me, comforted me. At court, she coordinated the collection of 12.5 million shillings as my cash bail. She came to see me in Gigiri for 4 days and had very kind words for me. Despite what you have said, my sister, I do remember that one good thing that you did for me, and I'll love you and cherish you for the rest of my life. Finally, Mr. Speaker.
So that was Gachagua replying Gladys BOSS SHOLLEI. That speech was so touching. When I was watching this emotion, I felt like crying. Such a man who was being crucified. I know God is going to see Gachagua through. I know politics is that a game but that is what Kenyans like it to be. Gachagua cannot be impeached. If maybe the impeachment motion was brought against Ruto and his deputy, maybe it was going to be understandable. What Gachagua has done, Ruto has done even more twice. But Ruto wants to slit Gachagua's throat. And he's doing a mistake. As a person like William Ruto, he's doing a mistake is being so barbaric to his deputy. Okay? And this is going to affect him in 2027. So Gladys BOSS SHOLLEI cannot be among the people who are coming out to call out Gachagua. Yet, Yet she ran away from a newspaper, a news anchor, because she was asked about accountability. A person who ran away from accountability cannot be the first person to call out Gachagua. It's very unfortunate. Okay? So Gladys BOSS SHOLLEI, shame on you. You wouldn't be the person to do that. I know any person who comes from Rift Valley, when he attacks the Gachagua, will get votes because he will be a defender of their kingpin. But so unbecoming for a deputy president. That's the fact. Of course, that's my opinion. Leave me comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I employ you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.